Hi, I'm Chris, welcome back to FRAG-MENTAL, thanks for joining me. I recently did a video about my best designer night out fragrances. Now I know some of you don't like to dabble in designers anymore, you've gone beyond that, you're into your niche. Just for you, here are my best niche night out fragrances. Oh yeah. We know that designer fragrances work so well on nights out because they're engineered to be very mass appealing, very crowd pleasing, and on a night out, we're gonna probably be around quite a few people and they're gonna smell you. But sometimes we need something more. We need something that takes things to the next level, and that's where niche fragrances come in because they're often a bit stronger, more creative, and they're going to make more of a statement. But we still want a certain amount of mass appeal because, well, we don't want to choke anyone out on a night out. Because if no one wants to come near you, you may as well have just stayed at home and had a night in and not a night out. All these fragrances I've worn recently for nights out, they have worked really well for me, so I want to share them with you. I'm kicking off with one that is a new release from Kilian. Love a boozy fragrance. This is one of the best boozy scents I've ever smelled. I think boozy works so well for a night out, old fashioned. This smells like the inside of an oak whiskey barrel. Once the whiskey has been removed, you can still smell the remnants of it, but you get that beautiful, rich, deep oak. In addition to that, you also get a lovely bit of sweetness, you get some spices. I feel like cinnamon is quite prominent in here. It's just a very easy to wear fragrance that is very easy to like, but it does not smell boring or generic. It will smell different to the kind of fragrances most other people are going to be wearing on a night out. This is just so good. It's the type of scent that needs to be shared. It needs to be smelled by others. It needs to be appreciated. Your taste, your refined and exemplary taste in fragrance needs to be appreciated by others. And I think if you wear this fragrance, they're gonna think all those things. The sweet, warm spices give it loads of fun energy, but it's also got a good deal of class and sophistication. If you want to balance all those things out, I think old fashioned is a great shout for a night out. Another great shout is an option from TWEED. This is one of their newest releases. It's Absolu Aventus. And guys, it's not Aventus Absolu. I see so many people calling it Aventus Absolu. It says on the bottle, Absolu Aventus. Get it right. Well, I think TWEED did get it right with this scent because you get everything that is great about Aventus. It's a masculine, fun fragrance. You smell like a boss when you're wearing it, but with Absolu Aventus, they added darker spices. It's a darker, more structured scent with even more attitude than the original Aventus. Like many, I love the original Aventus. It's a great fragrance. It's so versatile, works casually, works really well for a night out. But if you want something that's a little darker, with a little more attitude, perhaps a little more playful, a bit more mischievous, then Absolu is the one. I recently had a night out when I actually wasn't wearing this. I was on my friend's stag do, and one of my other friends was wearing this. He came closer to me and I said, "We're in Aventus, aren't you?" And he said, "Actually, it's Absolu Aventus." It smelled so good. So I can confirm, having not been the wearer of this on a night out, but experiencing someone wearing it on a night out, it works perfectly. Highly recommend. If you're the sort of person that you're at the stage in life where maybe you're looking for kisses on a night out, this one's for you. From Renier Parfums, Kisses Rain. This is actually the newer version of Kisses Rain. It's called Labios Rotos. Perfect pronunciation there. It's got some spices, bit of coconut, there's some coffee, almond, heliotrope, a little bit of oud, some creamy sandalwood, vanilla, tonka bean, and amber. This is like a magic potion of night out sexiness, and even the bottle looks like it's a magic potion. Forget all these elixir fragrances. This is what a true elixir should look like. This is an elixir bottle. Anyway, let me tell you, this is a hugely satisfying scent to wear. It's sweet, but it's not too sweet. It's got lots of cozy, comforting notes, but it doesn't sit too close to the skin. It's got lots of spices, which give it some pop. There's even a bit of rose in here, so you get a nice little bit of floral, but none of these notes seem to stand out massively. They all just combine to create this amazingly smooth, slightly creamy, insanely likable fragrance. The quality is off the chain here. It's impossible not to like this scent. It's impossible for people who smell this on you not to be wowed by it. It's just such a no-brainer for a night out fragrance for me. If you like the original Kisses Rain, I think that is now discontinued. This is a slightly more reformulated version, but I think it improves on it. It gives it just a little more nuance, a little more texture, a bit more structure that really works well. I love this so much that I wanted to stock it on my website, Luxe Parfum. You can go to the link in the description, find it there. I am the only UK retailer selling Renier Parfums. So if you're in the UK and you're interested, go and check it out. If you love fragrance as much as I do, head over to my online store, luxeparfum.co.uk. You'll find my favourite brands, plus brands you can't find anywhere else in the UK. Link is in the description. My mate Aaron makes some great fragrances. This one I've worn on a few nights out, and a few of those nights out were in Milan at Essence in Italy. And let me tell you, I got some nice compliments from a few people wearing this. Onyx Extreme. There's rose, patchouli, oud in a way that only Aaron seems to do, oud, which is amazing. Vanilla, there's plum, creamy sandalwood. I remember the first time I smelled Onyx years ago, the original formulation of it, and I thought, this is like Tom Ford's Noir de Noir, but on steroids. It has that same chocolatey, rose, patchouli combination. I loved Noir de Noir, one of my favorites from the Private Blend. This takes that kind of smell and makes it stronger. It deepens the oud. It's a different sort of oud. I think Aaron often uses, I think it's Burmese oud. It seems to be this amazingly complex, woody oud smell that is not skanky or funky. None of Aaron's oud has skank or funk, and I love that because you get all the benefits of structure and depth that oud brings to a fragrance, but none of the skank. When I was wearing this out in Milan, it's that strong, this fragrance, especially the extreme version, it's that strong, the performance is that amazing that I couldn't smell anyone else's fragrances, and I don't think anyone else could smell their own fragrances. You don't want to overspray it too much because it's strong. Aaron often talks about his fragrances having this wall of fragrance. Well, this is a big, old, thick, heavy-duty, impenetrable wall. So maybe don't overspray it, but it will get noticed. It probably will get people's attention. It's a statement maker, but it's very easy to wear. If you want to go on a night out, and you want people to be asking you what you're wearing, this one's going to do that. There's something magical about Onyx Extreme. Really great night out statement making scent. Try it if you haven't. This one's another brand that I exclusively stock in the UK on Luxe Parfum. I'm not just talking about this because it's on the website. You'll see from how much I've used of this fragrance how much I love it. Tobacco. Zaharoff use a gorgeous combination of tobacco and vanilla with this. Fuse that with a bit of that Zaharoff signature DNA, then you get a stunning, easy to wear night out fragrance. If you like the way that tobacco and vanilla are done in Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille, then this is sort of in that ballpark, but it is quite a different fragrance. It's not as loud as that. Sometimes Tobacco Vanille perhaps can be a little obnoxious, but this one is more refined. I think it's got a bit more class than that. It seems spicier than Tobacco Vanille to me. I love tobacco in fragrances. Vanilla is one of the best pairings you can put it with. These are quite complex fragrances from Zaharoff, but this fragrance comes off as very smooth and very easy to wear. I'm halfway down on this bottle. It's probably not going to be too long before I'm all the way down. This is a beautiful offering from Zaharoff, and I love this for a night out. There's a pretty new brand here in the UK called Insider Parfums. They specialise in resurrecting discontinued fragrances. This is actually an inspiration of Royal Crown's Sultan. There's vanilla, date, rose, myrrh, sandalwood and oud. So you can tell by those notes that it's going to be quite an easy to light fragrance. The oud, again, is giving us some depth. It's not a skanky, funky oud. I love the creaminess of the vanilla, the sweetness of the dates, the depth that the oud and the myrrh give it. It's got this kind of resinous smokiness. This smells like luxury. This is opulent, regal style perfumery, but it's not too much for a night out. It's a statement maker. This is a show-stopping fragrance. It's not too big or loud or obnoxious for people around you not to enjoy. If you want to go on a night out and take your scent to another level, if you want to pummel everyone else's fragrances into submission, then Crown Prince is going to be a great contender, and actually giving Onyx Extreme a little run for its money. A bit of an ATH and Insider battle going on here, maybe, for strength, for performance. I wonder which would win. So I've not smelt the original Royal Crown. I'm not sure how much that is. It will certainly be quite a bit more expensive than this one. I think this is £85 for 50ml. You're getting pure luxury here. And if you want pure luxury on a night out, give it a shot. I'm finishing with the fragrance that is my most complimented fragrance of all time. I also wore this in Milan, and in one night, I think I got about 20 compliments from people. Not that I'm all about compliments, I'm happy wearing a fragrance and receiving no compliments from anybody. But I'm just noting that this happened, and yes, I was around other fragrance people that perhaps are more likely to give you a compliment, but everyone's wearing fragrances, and I've worn lots of fragrances around these very same people, but this is the one that they noticed the most and that they complimented me on the most. From Amouage, my beloved Reflection 45. There's creamy white florals like in the original Reflection Man, which works so well, but 45 strengthens everything up, and for me it adds a bit of extra musky earthiness. It's this that gives the fragrance that attitude. I always love a little bit of attitude in a fragrance. If a great fragrance can then add some attitude, it's going to be even greater in my eyes. This is why I think this is even greater than the original Reflection Man. For me personally, the original is a stunning fragrance, but this one I think is even better. This has accompanied me on many nights out, so many in fact that I've done the rare thing of almost running a bottle down. I've got literally a couple of mil left in this, and in this day and age with this many fragrances, the fact that I have used this to the degree that I have is saying something. And I know I've mentioned this a lot, I know I bang on about this fragrance all the time, but it is one of my most, I think it is my most worn night out fragrance of any designer, of any niche. I think it's stunning, I love it, I will never want to be without it, and I have got a backup bottle, so don't worry about that. All right, there are my niche night out fragrances. What do you think? Do you go designer or do you go niche? If you are a niche night out person, what is your favorite fragrance for a night out? I would love to hear from you. I'd be intrigued to know if I have it, so let me know what that is. If you found this video useful, if you liked it, you know what to do. Give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you do all that, you'll see me in the next amazing, awesome, fantastic YouTube video.